जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, Gauranitaya Jaya, Gauranitaya Jaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. So would like to welcome all of our youth who has joined today evening for 195th Prerana, the Festival of Joy and Inspiration. Hare Go. And today's topic is Rewrite Your Story, Praise the Reset by His Grace, Baldev Prabhu. So today we are very fortunate to have his association. Baldev Prabhu is very much foundation of this IYS journey. He is one of the member who joined and established this youth preaching in our temple. So I would like to give just brief introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji got connected to ISKCON Youth Services and ISKCON itself in 1991. And interestingly, many of you have got introduced by some of your friends, some books, or someone who brought you, but hardly someone was brought by their parents, isn't it? He's one of the unique personality whose father became, or his family became devotee first, and then he got introduced to Krishna consciousness. So that is uniqueness with the Prabhuji at the age of 18. So, how many of you are 18 here? More than 18? Okay, yeah. And how many of you are initiated? Hardly one or two. Prabhuji was initiated at age of 18. He started following all 4 regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds. So, in 1995 you got initiated. So today almost 28 years. He's been practicing. More than that, means almost 3 decades. Prabhuji is practicing Krishna consciousness. And here we can see his whole family, his relatives, they all are initiated by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Some of them are initiated by His Holiness Loknath Maharaj and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So he hails from a very much devotional background, and he himself is practicing those principles in his own life. Besides this, he completed his bachelor degree in physics and also few diplomas like human resource and personal management, software management, business communication and tourism. Along with that, he is teaching Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav courses along with ISKCON Disciple course, one of the prestigious courses. These are prestigious courses which ISKCON conducts. And he is the teacher. He is teaching all over the world. He serves as a zonal secretary of GBC, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj in the state of Maharashtra, with districts like Parbhani, Nanded, Jalna, Hingoli. He is part of ISKCON Chowpatty's temple management, this temple's management body. He is also part of congregation development of ISKCON Chowpatty, and he is also part of satellite center coordination team. So he is also a part of a team which oversees the management for annual Kartik Yatra, one of the biggest yatra generally this temple conducts every Kartik. So he's been arranging, managing those huge yatras which are participated by thousands, almost 6,000 to 7,000 people every year participates. And he's overseeing those management aspect. He is also member of core team of ISKCON India Youth Preachers Association, that is IIYC. He is also India level youth preachers group, whole of the India. He's been covered by this group and he is the core member of that committee. He is part of ISKCON India Book Distribution Committee. For last 15 years, he's been traveling in India and abroad on invitations to share Krishna consciousness and courses which are going to be spoken now. System of devotee care, setting up youth preaching, book distribution, temple ashram, congregation preaching, teaching Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav and IDC, as I told you. So in his travels, he has visited ISKCON centers in countries of North America, USA, South America like Guyana, Suriname, Panama, Trinidad, African continent, that is Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, Tanzania, Zambia, South Africa, Malawi, Uganda and Togo. In Middle East, Bahrain, Qatar, Dubai, Oman. In Europe, Netherlands, Slovenia, Norway. In Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia and Nepal. So he's keep traveling.
Hare
And
Krishna.
sharing Krishna consciousness all over the world. He has conducted many inspirational and leadership seminars for students and faculty of many recognized university, corporate sectors, multinational companies, yoga institute in India and all over world. He's also appeared in various TV programs and radio shows. So these are his contribution to the ISKCON and to the world. So let us welcome in our traditional way by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Over to you, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा। गलती से लगता है कुछ और का बोल दिया होगा। रीराइट योर ओन इंट्रोडक्शन। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you for the 195th Prerana Festival at ISKCON Chowpatty. And thank you all for coming today and giving prerana to all the youth preachers also. So when I was coming upstairs, this is real story, huh? I met just one boy came to me and said, Prabhu, ye lecture kabhi hai? So I did not know which lecture he is talking about, because temple many lectures happen, एक इधर हो रहा है, एक शायद बेस में होता होगा नीचे क्लासरूम में, sometimes conference room also we lecture. I said, किसका lecture? बोला आपका lecture प्रभु जी। अच्छा ठीक है। So I thought at least एक दो आया है मेरे lecture के लिए। So then I asked him, What is the topic of the lecture? वही प्रभु जी, story writing. So I was thinking story writing तो lecture का नाम नहीं है. Maybe someone must have told that Baldev Das may be good storyteller, so आज story writing का कुछ course वगैरह है कुछ. So if you have come for a story writing course, please, I am sorry for coming here. But this is not story writing course. The topic is rewriting your own story. So there are many stories we have heard in our life and we would like to be one of those stories, right? Very good stories. Someone was telling me, Prabhu, देखो हमारे मंदिर में we have one nice devotee, such a exalted Vaishnava, Radhanath Maharaj. What a story, journey home. So people would like to have such stories, journey home or Ocean of Mercy of Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Prabhupada Lilamrit, Prabhupada story, and so many devotees, great stories, We all want to be having such stories in our life, right? And throughout our life, we have been hearing stories. How many times you have heard once upon a time this phrase? So many times. कहानी कितने बार सुनी होगी आपने? बहुत बार सुनी होगी. बचपन मैंने सुना था, एक था राजा एक थी रानी, दोनों मर गए, खत्म कहानी. तो हमको ऐसा स्टोरी करना नहीं है ना कि जन्म हो गया और मर गए. We are born and then we are dead. I remember one more story, one more poem I used to hear in my childhood. Solomon Grundy, right? Solomon Grundy, born on Monday, christened on Tuesday, married on Wednesday. भूल गया मैं यार. Took ill on Thursday, got worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. That was the end of Solomon Grundy. So do you want to be like that? That is the story of everyone, right? Someday people are born and someday they're going to die. But here we have come to look for maybe a change in our life story, an update in our story, a twist in our story. So let's analyze our own stories. So whenever we hear about a film getting hit or a drama getting hit, we always know that it's because of the story which the film has or the drama has. Like some films have romance as story, the main theme. Some films have action as a story, dramas also. Some films or dramas may have horror as the main script of the story of the whole film. Some may have family drama, adventure, thriller. There are some events which also get hit because of the story behind it. Like I was told, because of this lecture I had to do a lot of research, so I asked some of the students which I associate with. So, a long time India has not won much of competitions, cricket. 2003, right? India, 2003? 2011, I'm sorry, not updated. 2011 India won World Cup. That was also a great story. It was not an easy thing, right? So event, India won World Cup. The whole India was celebrating in Wankhede, just outside here. So the whole event had a story. A lot of amazing matches, and finally India was about to lose and then won. So story, it got hit. So events also got hit because of a story. A person's life is hit because of his story. People write biographies, autobiographies. So we need to know one important thing, that many scripts, many films, many dramas, their story does not have everything. Some films, some dramas get hit because it's a romance story only. There is no horror in that. There is no action in that. There is no thriller in that. Some stories get hit because there is a lot of action in that. There will be not romance. There will be no family drama. But however, if we analyze, we always want in our story everything. Action भी चाहिए, thriller भी चाहिए, adventure भी चाहिए, romance भी चाहिए, सब कुछ चाहिए. Have you seen any film which has everything? No. So why do we think that our story should have everything? Because that's not practical. It's not ideal. So before we set off to understand that we need to rewrite our story, let's analyze our own story. Because sometimes our story may be not so bad. Our story will be good. Let's see it from another angle. Because before setting the reset the button, we should really check out whether our stories are good. Because some stories are really good, just that we are not analyzing it properly. Like Gaurang Prabhu mentions in one of his Prerana classes that to get what you like is success. But to like what you get is happiness. So sometimes we always look of success, but we seldom see the happiness behind it. Why I am saying that before we actually venture in today's topic of rewriting our own story, let's analyze whether our story is good or not. Everyone needs to analyze. Because in case we rewrite our own story and the next story becomes worse than the previous one, it could happen, right? So better analyze. One time there was a government officer. She got posted in a very remote village. बेचारा बहुत परेशान हो गया वो. In the whole big hall, he was the only person sitting on a table, near a table and chair. कोई नहीं था. And he was government officer. He had on cupboard and he was thinking, क्या जीवन है? What is this? Well, if I could be something else. So this government officer was very bored. So one day he opened his cupboard and something fell off. So he took up that, there was something, some lamp was there, like you had this Damodar lamp, something like that. So it was very old, started rubbing. As soon as it rubbed, it was a magic lamp. The genie came out. Aka, क्या चाहिए मांगिए आप, but तीन ही आपको आपकी मांग मिलेगी. 3 wishes only. He was excited. So the first thing immediately said, मुझे बहुत पैसा चाहिए. I need lot of money. And immediately he was in a big bungalow with lot of cars, all aristocratic things around him. He was very happy. And the genie came again. और क्या चाहिए? दूसरा, second wish. I said, what to ask? Okay, I want to be in an island where there are beautiful ladies. So immediately he was in an island. And all beautiful ladies were there serving. Saab, kya lenge aap? So he was very happy. Wow. And he was busy with the ladies and with a lot of riches. And suddenly the genie came. Are, teesra. What do you want? Third wish. Thinking, what to ask now? Sab mang liya. Said, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. बिना काम करके पैसा आना चाहिए बस. And immediately, he was back in the government job. So before rewriting our story, we should analyze whether the next story will be better than the current one. We should always analyze. We sometimes have a lot with us and we always look for better things. We don't analyze what we have. There is one nice nyaya in Sanskrit called as Vadhu Masha Mapana Nyaya. What? Vadhu Masha Mapana Nyaya. Well, okay. One time there was one big zamindar. He was in a particular village. He had recently got his son married and he was very happy. And suddenly one day, vairagya aa gaya. Oh, I should donate, I should not be miser. Dena chahiye. Lena hi nahi chahiye, dena hi chahiye. So immediately he decided, let me go out in front of the house and distribute with my own hands grains to everyone who comes. So as soon as he came out and he was distributing like this, immediately the beggars in the whole village came to know. So they all came running, Gali ke, mohalle ke, colony ke, gaon ke, sab log aa gaye. Big line. And he was distributing grains to everyone. He was very happy. Everyone's taking. Every day he was distributing. And slowly what happened? The news reached every nook of the village. And literally every beggar in that village. In fact, someone would dress as beggar and come and take the grains also. So they started analyzing, I was supposed to give donation, but not so much, Because he saw that 10 bags of grains were getting donated every day because of this donation. So So he thought something should be done, बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है 10 bag. So immediately brilliant idea came. He thought, my hands are very big. What if my son just recently got married? So वधू आई है, bride has come. तो उसके हाथ से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता हूँ मैं. उसका हाथ छोटा है ना, छोटे हाथ से कम जाएगा. तो 10 बैग है, तो 10 बैग का कितना हो जाएगा? 5 बैग हो जाएगा. He was very happy. What a brilliant idea. So next day, this वधू झूंघट ला के फिर she was distributing. कितना छोटा हाथ है वधू का, distributing. But घूंघट is there. But is she distributing घूंघट come down again? She is putting. That lady was very beautiful. Now the beggars came to know, अरे कहाँ मिल रहा है? But they were happy to see such a beautiful lady, So immediately all the beggars were discussing, अरे जाओ जाओ, जाके ले लो. अरे इतना कम मिलने वाला. अरे लेकिन देने वाली कौन? देखो, कन्या बड़ी सुंदर है. So the whole village was discussing, and slowly the next village came to know, the beggars in next village. Hey, in the next village, there is a beautiful lady, she is distributing donation, she is giving grains. So not just one village, not 2 village, 3rd village, 4th village, everyone came, there's a big line. And eventually, this guy, he thought 10 का 5 होगा, but 10 का 20 हो गया. So that is called as Vadhu Mash Mapanna Nyaya. Vadhu means Vadhu, bride. Mash means grain, Mapanna. माप कम करने के लिए एक न्याय था. करने कुछ और गए और हो गया कुछ और. So before we think that our story is bad, let's analyze whether our story is really bad. Because sometimes we do not see from proper angle. We need to really analyze our story is really bad or not. And then we conclude, नहीं यार बहुत bad है अपना story. Then we should venture on rewriting our own story. Otherwise our mind will always keep telling us your story is always bad. So therefore rewriting is only there where our story is not much good. So let's venture today on different steps of how we can rewrite our own story. So today we will spend time on discussing various ways of how we can rewrite our own story. First step is, I'll just describe the step and then I will take you through those steps. So the first step is analyze what went wrong in my life. Second, say a no. From negativity, go to positivity. That is second step. Third step, set a new theme in your life. Fourth step, end the chapters of your book which you don't need. Fifth step, establish ways to defeat the villain in your life. And sixth step is always be active, even in boring stage of your life. Keep doing something positive. The seventh one is, last one is look for positive association. Look for a positive group. So these are 7 things which we'll discuss today in our presentation. And to make these 7 things do very good in our life or make it relevant, I will take you on a journey through a beautiful book. I'll take you to Srimad Bhagavatam now. From Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll tell you one gentleman who wrote his story twice, and how these 7 steps he applied in his life, by which he got success in his life. Right? So we have taken Srimad Bhagavatam because Srimad Bhagavatam is that book which will never put us down. Srimad Bhagavatam is called as Nigama Kalpataru. Kalpataru means desire fulfilling tree. Taru means tree. Kalpa means desire fulfilling tree. Now, why Bhagavatam is called a tree or a desire tree? Because if you see desire tree, tree is simple, you go to a tree, what do you get from tree? If it's a fruit tree, mango tree, you get mango, but not every time, only season time. But Kalpataru is that tree, you go under that tree, anything you ask, you will get. Have you seen such a tree in your life? मालूम होता तो इधर आती नहीं था. So, Kalpataru is that tree under which you go, everything you can get. For example, one man went in jungle, he was very tired. He came and sat under a tree, which happened to be Kalpataru, a desire tree. Started saying, बहुत थक गया वो, प्यास लगी है, काश पानी मिल जाए. So what he said under a tree? काश पानी मिल जाए. Immediately, Bisleri water started falling up on that tree. And drank. He was very happy. He was thinking, पानी कहाँ से आया? झाड़ तो पानी का झाड़ नहीं. So he thought there's something fishy here. तो पानी मिल गया, काश खाने को कुछ मिल जाए. And immediately ऊपर से मसाला डोसा, उत्तपा, वड़ा सांभर, बॉम्बे वालों के लिए वड़ा पाव. And he was eating all that. He was very happy. Wow, there's something great about this tree. Sometimes water bottles fall, sometimes food falls. So then he said, let me now ask what I need. काश मुझे बहुत सारे पैसे मिल जाए. And now the whole tree was raining like heavy rains of currency notes. ऊपर से note गिर रहे. He was running around collecting all the notes. He was so happy. जमा करके पूरा वो जो धागा वागा जो घास बांध दिया उसको, big like a big Govardhan Parvat of notes, But as soon as the notes came, currency note, he was thinking, "Arey, I am in jungle. मैं अकेला हूँ. I am alone, and so much money. बाप रे, what if चोर comes?" तो चोर आ गया क्योंकि क्या मांगा? डिजायर ट्री के नीचे क्या मांगा? तो डिजायर ट्री और फिल्टर्स, जो मांगा मिल जाएगा. So he asked for chore, and chore came and looted all his money and badly bet him and injured him. He was worse than before. पहले तो पानी नहीं था और पानी वानी सब निकल गया. इतना मारा तो पानी निकल गया सब. So now this is called a desire tree. Desire tree is that tree which will just fulfill what you need. But Srimad Bhagavatam is called desire tree with a difference. It's called Nigama Kalpataru. Nigama. Gama means go down. Nigama means not allow you to go down. So Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill all your desires, but making sure that you will not go down by those desires. It will train you also what desires you should ask for. Is that okay for you? So let's venture on this journey of Srimad Bhagavatam, of a man, a great man, who rewrote his story twice. And from there we learn lessons from his life, those 7 pointers of how we can rewrite our own story. So as every story begins, so this story also has to begin with once upon a time, right? So this is Bhagavatam 5th canto, chapter 8, and text number 1, sorry. Shri Shukavacha Ekada tu Mahanadyam Kritabhishek Nayyame Kavashayo Brahmaksharam Abhigrano Muhurtatrayam Udkanta Upavivesha. So this is a prose. This is Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Ekada. Ekada means once upon a time. Once upon a time, on the banks of river Gandaki, the great king Bharat, after completing his morning duties of cleansing and bathing, he decided to start his puja. So this is once upon a time. We're talking about a great king in a forest on the banks of river Gandaki. Now someone may ask, a great king forest mein kaise aa gaya? Great king should be in his own palace. So let's go behind and see how this great king landed up in the forest. Are you ready? So let's go behind. So we are in chapter number 5, chapter number 8 now. Let's go to chapter number 7. Who is this Bharat? So we call our country as what? Bharatvarsh. Yes, this is the same Bharat from whom we got our country name as Bharat. Must be a famous person, right? इतना फेमस है कि उसके नाम पे कंट्री का नाम पड़ गया. आज के तारीख में रोड का नाम ही बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है ना? Right? Sometimes we see some people's name come on the road. Sometimes they have a statue also. and throughout the year no one cares for the statue. It becomes a landing, safe landing for crows, pigeons. And then what they do, I'll not tell you, on the head of that statue. And on that day of Jayanti or Punyatiti, when someone is going to come and garland them, then that day in the morning, no relative comes, the municipality sweeper comes and वो झाड़ू जिससे सबको नीचे झाड़ू मारते उसी झाड़ू से उसको भी झाड़ू क्लिक. And then, so there are personalities of famous names of roads, names of stations, names of Nagar, colony and all that. But here is a king by whose name the whole Bharat Varsha got the name. Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. Now today Bharat Varsha is just from north, Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and from Assam or Arunachal to Maharashtra, Gujarat. That time Bharat Varsha was entire planet. Bharat Varsha. So must be a very famous king, right? Otherwise how can the whole name of the whole planet can called Bharat Varsha? Previous to him, the whole world was known as Ajanab Varsha. But after Bharat Maharaj took birth, just by his mere righteousness, his mere piety, the whole country, the whole Varsha became Bharat Varsha. Yes. So Bharat Maharaj was born to the great king Rishabdev. Rishabdev is a very famous, not as a king, not as a great scholar, not as a great ascetic, but also very well known as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the incarnation of Lord Narayan, Rishabdev. Also mentioned Rishabdev is also worshipped by the Jains also. So Rishabdev. Rishabdev's eldest son was Bharat. And Bharat was such a righteous king, such a powerful person, that Rishabdev, while teaching lessons of life to his sons, told all of his sons, my dear sons, when I leave this place, when I am gone from this world, make sure all of you take proper shelter and discipleship from your elder brother Bharat Maharaj. एक पिताजी बोल रहे हैं अपने बच्चों को कि आपके बड़े भाई से सारा शिक्षा लीजिए. Must be very learned person, right? And what to speak of Rishabdev? Even Krishna also mentions his name in the Bhagavad Gita. Matra svarshastu kauntiya sitoshna sukha dukkhada agama paino nityastam stitikshvashva Bharata. Arjun का नाम क्या है? भारत. क्यों? Because Arjun comes in the lineage of this Bharat Maharaj. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, hey bhai, tolerate. Don't you know you are Bharat? किस परंपरा में आ रहे हैं आप? भरत महाराज के परंपरा. He is well known for his tolerance. You are in the same parampara, tolerate. So this is Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj eventually became the king of the entire region. So Bharat Maharaj, it is said that, it is also mentioned that among all the brothers of Bharat Maharaj, there were 9 Yogendras, 9 great renunciate sadhus, sannyasis. Even they were taking counseling from a king, Bharat Maharaj, who happened to be a household man, a grahastha. That was the power of Bharat. Taking the story ahead, this king was very expert in ruling his subjects. Everyone was happy. He was doing proper yajnas. There was no problem in his kingdom, enough wealth, proper seasonal rains, everything was economically, everything was viable. Now, what happened is, as he started ruling his kingdom, and while ruling his kingdom, he was also performing his bhakti, proper balance. He was one of those kings who would rule the entire earth with proper administration, but also would do his sadhana properly, his chanting, his reading books, his following principles. And as a result, as he was doing his kingship, he was also advancing in bhakti. Sometimes people think that how to advance in bhakti, let me leave everything. But here is the example of King Bharat. He was doing his kartavya, but also he was doing his sadhana. Sadhana kartavya was balanced. And as a result, he was advancing. How much he advanced? he came almost to the stage of love of God. That means fully purified. Such a person is fit to be in Vaikuntha, in spiritual world. That was his stage while doing kingship. So he ruled this earth planet for many, many years. And it is said that when time came, he retired. He retired and he gave the whole kingdom to his son. And he chose to go to a forest. Once upon a time in the forest, how he came to the forest. And which forest he went? Bagal mein nahi, national park idhar. Sometimes someone goes to forest nearby, to thoda boring lagta hai to apne ghar pe aa jata hu main. He went very far away from his palace, so that he has no way any connection back to the same worldly pleasures. He went to the forest. And Srimad Bhagavatam mentions that he went to the forest. What did he leave? He did not leave some one bedroom hall kitchen flat, one electric scooter. He left the whole kingship of a planet. He had children, he had beautiful palace, everything which anyone can desire. When time came, he retired. And Srimad Bhagavatam mentions this retirement as Malavat. Malavat means his retirement was as if someone goes to toilet, passes urine and stool and comes back. Do you become anxious? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel do you feel very attachment when you go to toilet morning, afternoon, whenever you go? Pass stool and urine. अरे 2 किलो कम हो गया. एक लीटर चले गया. Do you think like that? Does anyone go back and check? अरे यार. Now just imagine, this is a regular thing. This is compared to his retirement. Can someone retire like him today? Impossible. नाम retired है लेकिन अभी भी try कर रहे हैं. Life begins at 50. People say life begins at 50. Life should take a turn at 50. Gauram was mentioning one of his class. 50. अभी भी थोड़ी आस, इसलिए 50. 51. अभी तो 1 में जाना चाहिए. समाज छोड़ के. That's called retirement. वानप्रस्थ 51. Bharat Maharaj renouncing his kingdom was like renouncing toilet and urine and going away. I don't know anyone else has been given that kind of upama or comparison in Bhagavatam, the epitome of all literatures. Bharat Maharaj could do it. No connection. Nikal gaya bas. So he came to this. So now he has to do dhyan, tapasya, sadhana, spiritual life. Sab ho gaya. Apna kartavya kar liya maine. So he came way back, very, very far away into Himalayas. Now this is called as somewhere in Nepal today. There is a place called Muktinath. Before Muktinath comes, there is Kak Beni karke jagah hai. So around that place, at Pulah Ashram, Bharat Maharaj went and started doing his sadhana, tapasya. And that's the time this verse comes. Ekada, in the early morning hours, after taking bath, cleansing himself, then he has to now do his sadhana, right? Morning time is for sadhana. What happens? He wants to pick up some flowers. In forest, you can get easily flowers. In Mumbai, you don't get flowers. You have to buy flowers. In forest, you can easily go and pick up. So he's picking up flowers from different parts of the forest. He came very close to Gandaki Nadi. And as he was picking flowers, he saw a beautiful sight. He saw a herd of deer. They were all sitting very close to Gandaki river. And they were having good time with whole family, maybe a big flock of deers. And he was so happy seeing this beautiful sight. Forest is really full of beauty, right? And we don't get chance to see forest so much. The only place from where we can get forest is which place? Watch on a TV, Discovery Channel. हिरन विरन कहाँ दिखने मिलता है? नेशनल पार्क में जाएगा, कैद में. So he got a chance. Now we have no experience of forest, nor deer, or nor even wild animals. We would like to go to forest, but with all our security tight, not like going any time to the forest. But Bharat Maharaj was staying in the forest. He was so happy seeing all the deers. And forest means everyone is there. Welcome. Anyone can come anytime. Suddenly there was a big roar. One lion roared, huge. Just reverberated the whole forest. And Bharat Maharaj, for him there was no problem. He was a king. Which lion can disturb him? But the deers got disturbed. Suddenly the peas got disturbed. They all got up. They were looking here and there. They were still waiting. Maybe bahut dur hai wo. Second time the lion roared, and now they were like, abhi to aaspaas hi lag raha hai kahin to. And they just got dispersed. The head of the deer flock, he went next to the Gandaki river, thinking, Gandaki is so big, how can I jump? And behind me, the whole flock has to jump. She was running around the Gandaki river, length and breadth, checking which part of Gandaki river is small, where I can easily jump and cross the Gandaki river. So he came to one part, and he was analyzing, and suddenly the lion roared the third time. And this guy jumped from the narrowest part of Gandaki river on the other side. Following him, everyone came running and jumped. It's a very big, high jump across the river. Among that flock, there was one deer, a she deer, who was pregnant. So she was coming slowly, and she came to that spot where she has to jump. And then she could see, everyone has jumped. How can I jump? I am pregnant. I can't jump like that. And she was in anxiety, a lot of anxiety. And then again the lion roared. It was very close by. And that big fear, this deer jumped across the river, small, narrow. But in that fear, she actually delivered a baby deer while jumping. And the baby deer, fell down from the womb of the deer into the water of the river. And the deer was on the other side. And she was shocked. Fear of lion, shocked that her dear child has fallen in the river. And she did not know what to do. In that whole shock, she left her body. She died there. There was no sound of lion. We don't know where the lion went. But Bharat Maharaj was watching all this. Now Bharat Maharaj is Vairagya, but he was very compassionate also. He saw the deer is dead, all the deers have run away, and there's a baby deer inside the river, and the river water is taking the deer away and away from the main course. So immediately kept the flower basket, whatever he had down, and he ran, and he picked up the small deer from the water, because the deer was, if he would not picked up, the deer would have died. Such a nice, personal, compassionate relationship of this king. He cared for everyone, right? He did not think of just human beings. He thought of even animals, deer. So now, this deer, what to do with the deer? So he brought the deer to the hermitage where he stayed. जहाँ रहता था वहाँ पर लेके आए इसको. And Bhagavatam says that the deer immediately got up and started running. Generally, when a child is born, it takes time for the child to run, right? In human being, the child runs after how much time? Walks almost after 1 year, or around 1 year. And runs means more time. But in in animals which are vegetarian animals, cows, deers, goats, when they give birth to any babies, immediately in few minutes, they get up and walk and run. People say that, no, if you are vegetarian, then you don't have enough shakti, strength, non-veg khana chahiye. They analyze. Those who are non-vegetarian animals, they take long time to get up, get their strength. But vegetarian animals, immediately. The deer got up and was running here and there. So now Bharat Maharaj, he was in the hermitage back with the deer. Now the deer, when the deer opened his or her deer eyes, the first person he saw was whom? He or she saw was whom? Bharat Maharaj. So what did she or he think? Hey mere pitaji, hey meri mataji, right? That was the attachment. Now Bharat Maharaj picked up the deer, fed nice food in terms of grass, on fruit and leaves, whatever it may be. And slowly so the deer was growing, but deer was attached to the parent. You have seen sometimes some devotees come or some people come with their kids here and the devotee chanting Hare Krishna, and the child comes and sits in the lap only. Pitaji, Pitaji, and start taking his beard and start. The same thing happened with Bharat Maharaj. The deer thought that he is my parent, so the deer got attached to Bharat Maharaj, and Bharat Maharaj would chanting Hare Krishna, and the deer would come and sit there, and then started licking Bharat Maharaj, and Bharat Maharaj also was very happy. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Like how our parents, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Beta, Hari Bol, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. So this is how the actually deer was very cute also. So you would give small grass and leaf. In this way, Bharat Maharaj became the parent. And eventually he did not realize that actually the deer was interfering in his own sadhana. He didn't realize that मैं सब छोड़ के इधर आ गया वो बड़ा राज्य, big palace, big family. And here I have come to fully concentrate on a spiritual life, and in subtle way I have got attached to a deer who is not even my child, which he did not realize. Super attachment he got. So Bhagavatam mentions how can such a renounced person who gave up his whole kingdom like Malavat, stool and urine, how can he attach to a deer? So that is the power of illusion in this world. Bhagavad Maya, power of illusion. So never consider the power of illusion as very, very weak or you are more stronger than illusion. People are there who have got succumbed to illusion at any time. Srila Prabhupada once told in his class, while speaking, said, I will never fall in Maya, I will never fall in illusion. And then a few days later, Prabhupada was praying in front of the deities. So one devotee asked, Prabhupada, what are you praying? So Prabhupada said, I am praying to deities that I should never fall in Maya, I should never fall in illusion. So Prabhupada, just 2 days back you told in his lecture that you will never fall into illusion. And now you are praying to deities that, oh deities, oh Lord, please, I should not fall into illusion. Prabhupada said, that's why I will not fall in Maya. Because every day I am praying to the deities that let me not fall in Maya. So illusion is very powerful. Illusion is not small. We have seen young boys taking up Krishna consciousness very nicely, everything going smooth. And then some gajar comes. That gajar may come in the form of a lucrative offer, whichever it may be. And then we just go behind that offer, Krishna consciousness goes away. We said, baad mein le denge Krishna consciousness. And we never see back. Krishna consciousness is just very far away. So Bharat Maharaj's life is like that. He left everything to go to Himalaya, to a forest. He left all dear ones to get attached to a deer. So that is our life, very powerful. So while he was doing puja, the deer would come and sit next to him. And when the deer would not come, while doing puja, arti, chanting Hare Krishna, deer nahi aaya Krishna. He got attached to deer. Deer became slowly big in size. One day, it started raining very heavily. Like sometimes we have rains here nowadays. बहुत जोरदार बारिश किया. And while the rains were happening, it was all pitch dark. Forest mein, what you will get? You don't get halogens and your tube lights, or you don't have your torch lights also. Pitch dark. It was raining heavily. Everywhere there was water. And the deer had gone and had not come. So Bharat Maharaj was thinking about the deer. What will happen? What will happen? He said, let me wait. He didn't sleep. Let me wait. Like a parent waits. He waited and then he saw that deer is not coming. What happened to deer? And all negative thoughts came. Deer, what if deer must have fallen down somewhere, got trapped in water, some lion came and ate the deer. He had no means of going because it was pitch dark, everywhere water, but he took the risk of finding the deer. He left his ashram in the pitch dark, did not know where he was going. The only thing he was chanting was deer's name. He must have given some good name to the deer, 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 whatever it was chanting. He did not know where. Everywhere water was. See, when you go in Mumbai, water is so much till knee deep. You don't know where the next step will be, right? You should be very careful when you walk in such places. Sometimes open ground in the village are more safer than our Mumbai roads in flood. We don't know what will open and will go down. So Bharat Maharaj was chanting deer's name. Where are you, my deer? Where are you, my deer? Completely absorbed in deer consciousness. And that time he did not know where he was walking, pitch dark. There was a big valley. He tripped, he fell down on his head, broke his skull, blood came out of the skull. He was nearing his death. And while dying, he was thinking about what? My dear. What the Bhagavad Gita says? Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Whatever you think at time of death, you will get that. So, such a big person, such a big Mahatma, renounced, about to reach pure love of Godhead, got attached to deer in the last stage of his life, fell down dead, became a deer. So never ever think, if you become good devotee of Krishna, मेरा तो हो गया सब कुछ, थोड़ा ही बचा है, थोड़ा बचा उसमें भी chance है, you can fall. Therefore, don't give guarantee of Vaikuntha very easily. It takes time. And Prabhupada says, people sometimes think staying in city is full of maya, illusion. Bharat Maharaj fell in illusion in jungle. So don't think that changing place will improve your Krishna consciousness. Not necessary. Your spirituality will not just improve by changing place. Your spirituality will improve by changing your conception, your consciousness, your conceptions, your understanding of Krishna consciousness. So Bharat Maharaj is giving an example of the idea that how he was staying in jungle but he fell in maya, fell in illusion. So now, here is a person in Pula Ashram, Kakbeni, near Muktinath, such a spiritual place near Gandaki, and he became a deer. So now, what I want to tell you is that now we will discuss on those lessons, because the story is over. But now the rewriting of story will take place. Bharat Maharaj became deer in his next life. However, because he was practicing spirituality so nicely and almost completed, so it is said that because of his strong Krishna consciousness, he remembered his past life. Even in the body of deer, he remembered that in last life he was Bharat. And how he got attached to deer, and because he died thinking of deer, he became a deer. So now this deer, who was Bharat Maharaj, has to rewrite his own story. So what did he do? Those 7 steps will come here. So the best part of this deer was he remembered who he was in the last life. So the most important first thing while rewriting our story is analyze what went wrong. WWW. What went wrong? In our story, if it is very disastrous in our life, analyze first what went wrong. See, Bharat Maharaj almost reached success, but for some little thing he missed it. It's like missing bus. हैव एक्सपीरियंस मिसिंग बस और ट्रेन? सब कुछ बराबर पहुंच गए, सामने ट्रेन निकल गई, सामने से बस निकल गई. मुंबई वाले को तो रोज का एक्सपीरियंस होता है. सो और फॉर स्टूडेंट्स यू फेल बाय 1 mark. 35 mark का 34 mark आ जाता है. 1 mark, 1 mark. One time there was a cricketer, Satyanand told this story nice. One time there was a cricketer who came to the pitch and he was batting, scored many runs. And when his personal score was 35, he removed his helmet and showed his bat to everyone. So the next batsman, the opposite side, thought, why is waving his hand? 50-50 होता तो wave करता है आदमी. 100 होता तो wave करना चाहिए. या टीम का स्कोर 50-100 हुआ तो ठीक हुआ. 35 में क्यों स्कोर? So he said, भाई साहब आप हेलमेट क्यों घुमा रहे हो, आप बैट क्यों दिखा रहे हो, 35 हो गया. Said, अरे you don't know what is the joy of getting 35. In my life I struggled to get 35. So now I got 35 runs, so I'm very happy. So analyze what went wrong. We need to analyze. So yeah, this one person went to a mental hospital. He came to know in that mental hospital there are 80% people are young in the hospital, mental hospital. So he thought, इतने लोग क्यों, इतने young लोग mental hospital में? So as a researcher, he wanted to analyze what happened. Young लोग क्यों mental hospital में? So the doctor took him around on the round mental hospital. So he went to one place and there was one person who was loudly chanting, "Oh Laila, oh Laila, oh Laila." So he asked, इसको क्या हो गया डॉक्टर? Oh, he was loving a girl whose name was Laila. And that girl ditched him and married someone else. तो पागल हो गया ये. तब से क्या कर रहा है? Oh Laila, oh Laila. So he wrote down analysis. बहुत बुरा हो गया. So he went around the mental hospital. After a few blocks, he came to another room. There was one man there, young man, who was very angry and he was banging his head on the wall and he said, "No Laila, no Laila." Doctor, ये भी लैला ही बोल रहा है, क्या हो गया इसको? Doctor said that Laila, who ditched the first person, got married to him. So life is like that, life is quite a difficult place. We need to know that sometimes we don't get, so we are very sorrowful. But even if we get, there will be sorrow eventually. Either we lose it, or either we have to give it up when we die. Sorrow ultimately always comes because of attachment to an object. Life is all about like that. So, there is one very famous actress in London, actress Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor. She married 8 times. How many times? 8 times. Someone went to analyze why she married 8 times, and they realized she married 8 times, but she married 3 times same person. Why? Because she must have divorced that person, and after 3 marriages, she must have thought, oh, पहले वाला बुरा नहीं था इतना. Got married to the same person, say he is useless. Can you imagine? So what went wrong? We need to see, analyze this whole aspect in our life. How things go wrong in our life. One person was on job interview, So he went to the interview and people were there interviewing him. He said, "We are looking for a very responsible person in our job." He said, "Yes, sir, I am a very responsible person." "What was your work experience in the last job?" "Sir, हमारे कंपनी में जो भी गड़बड़ हुआ ना, उसके लिए मैं रिस्पॉन्सिबल खड़ा गया." So what went wrong is the first step we should think where we went wrong. And then second is, this is what Bharat Maharaj did. Bharat Maharaj as a deer analyzed what went wrong. Sab kuch tha. Every step he was very careful. And the last step, he missed his bus. And therefore the next thing is, he decided, let me change whatever was negative in my life to positive. He did not think, bahar mein gaya. I left everything. I did austerity, I did bhakti. और उसके बाद भी ऐसा हो गया, अभी भक्ति क्या चूल्हे में? No, he thought, भक्ति के चूल्हे में गया? I am supposed to be really analyzing what is the problem. Bhakti has no problem. This bhakti has caused so many people to also succeed. Why it was problem with me? Maybe there is some place where I missed the point. So instead of becoming negative to the event and to aspects, he changed it to positive. He was doing austerity, right? He was a very austere person. He decided to continue the austerity in dear life. He did not think, ये austerity से मैं गया था लेकिन कुछ मिला नहीं, अभी austerity करूँगा नहीं. He did austerity within the dear life. So change from negativity to positivity. This Einstein, he says, I am thankful to all those who said no to me. I am thankful to all those who said no to me. Because of them, I did it myself. Because of them, I did it myself. लोगों ने मुझे नहीं बोला इसलिए मैं खुद कर लिया अपना काम. लोगों पे डिपेंड नहीं रहा. और once Guru Nanak, this beautiful story comes in Granth Sahib. Guru Nanak was once traveling with his assistant. He came to one village where no one gave a bit of reception to him. कोई पूछा नहीं पानी चाहिए, खाना चाहिए, क्या चाहिए. लोग मतलब ही सब थे. So he was thinking, what kind of village is no one asking for anyone, So then after some time he said, let's go to the next village. So as he was leaving, he gave Ashirwad to the village. Let all these village people be happy in their village. They get everything here and they did not go anywhere outside. Let them be happy here. So assistant thought, Maharaj कितने दयालु है. इतना negative मिला फिर ही positive है. He went to the next village. The next village he went, Guru Nanak, he got very warm reception. Everyone was welcoming, हमारे घर पे आइए, हमारे घर पे आइए. आप महाराज जी ये लीजिए, महाराज जी वो लीजिए. She was very happy. 2-3 days he stayed in that village. Warm reception. And now he had to go to the next one. As he was walking by, he raised his hands and said to the whole village, let these village people, they get promotion and let them travel to cities, towns, other countries. Let them never stay here together. Let them just travel to all places. So the assistant was confused. ये क्या है? So Maharaj, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? Your Ashirwad for that village, we did not welcome you, was stay here, get bounty, everything was happy here. अरे यहाँ इतने अच्छे लोग, you said don't stay here, you just go away to all places. So Guru Nanak said, the first village was very selfish, I told them stay here because everyone who was selfish will stay one village only, no one will get corrupted. यहीं पर रहो सब लोग, साथ में रहो, बाहर मत जाओ किधर. If you go outside, you will corrupt many more people. But second village, people were all very nice. Why you are staying all together, nice people? You go out, you will make others also nice. So that's called negativity to positivity. So therefore, in our life, when we start rewriting our stories, we should make our negatives into positives. Like I was hearing Dr. Vivek Bindra's one presentation, a very beautiful presentation he gives. You know Dr. Vivek Bindra? He is Dr. Venu Madhav Das. He is initiate disciple of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I have met him once in Vrindavan, in very simple clothes, kurta and pajama. Said, और वो सबके साथ लाइन में प्लेट लेके खड़े थे. बोले प्रभु जी आपको पहचान नहीं लगता किसी ने? प्रभु जी ये कपड़े में अच्छा लगता है मुझे, कोई पहचानता नहीं मुझे. He comes every month, once a month, 2 days to Vrindavan without anyone knowing, and he chants Hare Krishna and reads Bhagavatam. Said, why Prabhu? Well, 29 days I have intense activity of motivating people. Everywhere I go, people want me to motivate them. But who will motivate me, Baba? देना देगा तो लिया क्या, कुछ दिया नहीं ना. तो 2 दिन वृंदावन में आके मैं बैठता हूँ, I chant and read Bhagavatam. I get motivated myself. Then I go and motivate everyone. Dr. Vivek Bindra mentioned very nice point. जो भी मेरे पास है बकवास है, ये मत सोचना. जो भी मेरे पास है वो खास है. This is called negativity to positivity. Change your understanding of negativity. The same thing can be a positive element for you. So in this way we can see austerity was the element which was there in previous life of Bharat Maharaj. Now as a deer, he did not बोल austerity क्या मजा मारूंगा अभी नहीं. Immediately as a deer he became austere. Bhagavatam says, Puranas also says that all the deers would search for green grass and eat. He would purposely go and eat dry grass. सोचिए आप, सब जगह हरा हरा है लेकिन वो ढूंढ के वो सूखा सूखा वो खाते थे. And all the deer would think, so क्या हो गया? But he did not know ये deer कोई और deer है. He was Bharat Maharaj in his past life. He would only take only dry. He continued his austerities. He did not give it up. And after some time he decided that I have to progress in my bhakti. In this deer association I will not progress. The good aspect of him was he had his memory. He decided to give up that deer association and go back to the very place where he was Bharat Maharaj. Again, negative to positivity. Now this is the third element, how to rewrite our own story. The first one is what? What went wrong, analyze. Second is negativity to positivity. Third is now setting a new theme in life. Like for example, sometimes you may say, my mobile is very old. My friend has mobile changing. Every year he buys a new mobile. Every 6 months he buys mobile. Kya karu main? My parents cannot buy me a new mobile. Set a new theme. Wallpaper change karo. Buy a new cover, mobile cover. It looks new. Mobile looks new, no? Mobile cover. Set a new theme. Don't think that I don't have. You may not have, but enjoy that whatever you have, enjoy. Set a new theme in life. Why clog yourself? Why keep it? You change the dialogue of your life. I was hearing Amok Lila Prabhu's lecture. He was mentioning, if someone asks you, how are you? You say, I am fine. Can everyone be always fine every time? No. Someday he will be unhappy. So he said, when you are unhappy, you also said, you again say, I am fine. Don't think, kyun puch raha prashna? Nahi. If someone says, how are you? I am fine. And someone is, if you are very dukhi, very sad, someone says, how are you? I am paying fine. Right? When you are dukhi, you are overcoming your negative karma, right? जब दुख होता है तो बुरा कर्म कम हो रहा है. So he is saying, don't say, अरे क्या है यार, क्या करूँ मैं? Say very positively. How are you? I am fine. दुखी है तो, how are you? I am paying fine. This is called setting a new theme in life. तो हिंदी में है भाग लो और भाग लो. भाग लो और भाग लो. Instead of भाग लो, भाग लो. A new theme in a life means change the dialogue of your life. Change the perspective you see life. Change the whole setup. In West Bengal, just like we have Akbar and Birbal, we have Tenali Rama and Krishna Devaraya. So in West Bengal there was one king whose name was Krishna Chandra, and he had his one witty minister, Gopal Bhan. Very beautiful stories, Gopal Bhan stories. So one day in the night the king got a dream, very horrible dream. And he woke up. The dream was that all his teeth was gone. सब दांत उड़ गए उसके. बोला अरे इतना अशुभ. This is so inauspicious dream. So he thought what to do. I don't know why. सुबह के सुबह वो dream हुआ, maybe some inauspicious. बोला सब ज्योतिषियों को बुलाओ. So one by one all the astrologers came. They calculated dream. क्या dream आया आपको? सब दांत निकल गए. So they analyzed किया ऐसा कैसा हो गया. And all astrologers said, Raya, king, आपके दांत निकलने का ड्रीम मतलब all your relatives will die before you. All your relatives will die before you. The Raja became more upset. He did not give any reward to the astrologer. भागा दिया सबको, भाग दिया सब. राजा बोले तो अच्छा कुछ बोलना चाहिए, बुरा बोल के चले गया. He was very upset. Then Gopal Bhan came. Gopal Bhayan said, King, why you are unhappy? I got a dream. ड्रीम में देखा कि सारा दांत टूट गया मेरा. तो क्या हो गया उसके बाद? सपना तो आते रहता है उसमें क्या. No, I called all the astrologers. The astrologers said that before you, all the relatives will die. Gopal Bhayan said, Bakwas. You consulted everyone. You did not consult me. I am the best astrologer in the whole of your kingdom. So I didn't know that you are an astrologer. I thought you were just a joker. No, you can try me. I'll analyze. So he took some paper and said, when the dream came, time, I see दिखाने के लिए, time, okay, ऐसा कुछ lecture. Raja, these all astrologers are useless. I will tell you what is the prediction of the dream. The prediction of the dream is, O king, you will be very happy. You will live a fulfilled life, more longer life than all your relatives. King was very happy, paid him so much of money. What did he say? Same thing positively, right? पुराने क्या बोले? आपके सारे relatives मर जाएंगे आपके पहले. The same thing is, you live a longer life than your relatives. The king was very happy. That's called setting a positive theme. The deer did not tell मैं deer हूँ, मेरे पिताजी है, मेरी माताजी deer है, मेरे भाई deer है, तो मैं भी deer बन जाता हूँ यहाँ पर. नहीं. I remember I was Bharat Maharaj. Why should I be attached again to a deer family? Let me go back. So he had to travel thousands of kilometers alone and come back to the very place where he was Bharat Maharaj. That's called setting a positive theme in life. And what happened when he came? When he came there, he came back to Gandaki. He remembered all his Bharat Maharaj life. He was doing the same kind of bhakti. And one fine day, while bathing in Gandaki river, there was a huge, they call it what, flood? Quick flood, क्या बोलते इसको? Flash flood. The big flash flood in Gandaki, and this deer, Bharat Maharaj, he was swept away by Gandaki, but he remembered, now time has come for me to leave this dear body. He put his mouth up and he cried for Krishna's mercy, and he left his body again in Gandaki, same place. So now the second story is going to come. Now from deer life, this time Bharat Maharaj got a chance to be born in a very, very pious Brahmana family. Should we continue? The story boring हो रहा है बहुत. So we are already done with 3 steps, right? So keep it in mind. So now when he was born as in a family of Brahmana, a very pious Brahmana, very nice Brahmana, he had 5 sons. His name also was kept as Bharat by his father. Bharat naam pada uska. 5th son. He was the 5th son of his father. But now he remembered, oh, first life Bharat Maharaj almost reached, missed the bus, became deer. From deer I came in association of back to the same place. Now I have got chance again. Now I should not miss the bus. ऐसा होता है ना, when you miss the bus or train, what happened? The next time you also go आराम से, you go 5 minutes before. अभी miss नहीं होना चाहिए करके. So he decided to not miss the bus now. He again got human birth, and it is said that human life is the best life to get detached and to become Krishna conscious. So Bharat Maharaj, he behaved like a very dull person. He had amazing intelligence, but he behaved dull. His parents, his brother would talk to him, "Arey, kya kar raha hai?" He would not speak, emotionless. They would make him laugh, he would not laugh. They would make him cry, he would not cry. He was not deaf, not dumb, but he behaved something like that. So he was behaving like a dead matter. Sometimes I've seen our parents, they say, क्या पत्थर है क्या है, कुछ रोता ही नहीं, हंसता ही नहीं कभी. Literally he became like a stone in his emotions. So therefore his parents kept him the name Jad Bharat. जड़ यानी जड़ वस्तु होते हैं ना. अब इसमें कुछ इमोशन है क्या? इसको नीचे डालूंगा रोएगा क्या? नहीं रोएगा. इसको ऐसा उड़ाऊंगा तो हंसेगा क्या? नहीं हंसेगा. No emotions. That जड़ पदार्थ. So Bharat became called as Jad Bharat. Okay, so his family was very disturbed. What kind of person this is? Because his body was very stout. Whatever they would give him, he would eat, digest, and become very strong. But his emotions were all dull. Purposely, he was not interacting with the outside world because he thought, एक deer ने फंसा दिया ऑफिस में फंस जाऊंगा इधर तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. So he was very careful not to get attached. So we should remember, he is teaching us a lesson that he has missed the bus. So now for missing the bus, he has to be careful of all the attachments he is going through. So he had a good stout body, he was having good intelligence, but he behaved like a dull matter. So he was called as Jad Bharat. So now we learn from his life that we should end those chapters in our life, in our story, which were not good, which we don't need. Strike them out. See, when we edit, for example, when you're typing in your mobile, it's called, you're this, what is it called as? They call it, they pronounce the spell, auto suggestion, right? So he went in auto suggestion mode. He knew now to be careful. So he decided end those chapters which you don't need. And therefore he thought, this is the chapter which I don't need. Again getting attached to one family because I'm always done. My family duties are all over in the last life. Now I should not again another family, another thing, and again a deer. No more deers, no more family. Detached. Young man, very detached. So end those chapters you don't need. He decided to end this chapter in his life, last life here. So, like one time one employee, he was in a company and in the company and the boss was there and the boss cracked a joke and the employee did not laugh. But all other people in the staff, they started laughing. This employee was not laughing. Everyone was laughing. Boss was cracking jokes. So boss thought, why he is not laughing? Every day he laughs. Today he is not laughing. So he asked the employee, what happened? You don't find my jokes funny? The employee said, sir, I resigned today morning. Today morning I resigned from the job. So he was not obliged to laugh. Everyone is laughing for many reasons, but he didn't laugh because he was not obliged. So this is the power of attachment. Like again Amoglia Boy mentioned, आसक्ति वो आसक्ति है जो आसक्ति है लेकिन जा सकती नहीं. If you attach, it's very difficult to get detached. Very difficult. Even beggar gets attached to the street where he is begging. If other beggar comes, they fight. Even a dog also in the night time, you see, they start barking, why you came to my street? As if it is his street. Morning, the same street wala give him tight lat and they throw him out, But he's attached. The beggar is attached. So one person one day went out to give something to Bhikhari outside, He didn't find anyone. So next day he saw the Bhikhari, said, hey, kidhar tha? I wanted to give you some food. I said, बहुत busy हो आजकल मैं. आप मेरा मोबाइल नंबर ले लो. व्हाट्सएप है. कल बच गया हो उसको फोटो करके अपलोड कर दो. मैं डाउनलोड करूँगा. अच्छा लगा तो खुद ही आ जाऊँगा. We sometimes go to this, we have some prasad left here, so we go and distribute in here, Babulnath. So one time one of our devotees went and distributed food prasadam, chawal and dal. So Maharaj, क्या चावल दाल लेके आते हैं, पूरी भाजी लेके नहीं आते. So attachments are very strong and we have to be very careful. They lead us to nowhere. They really pull us down in this world. Even in spiritual life, we get attached to many things. Our perceptions, the way our status is. People get attached to WhatsApp status nowadays. So what to speak of other status quo in spiritual life, in material life. There's one Mataji, one lady, she was taking initiation from Srila Prabhupada. She went to Prabhupada and took initiation and Prabhupada gave her name. Your name will be Gunamayi Devi Dasi. No one understood what is the meaning of Gunamayi. And Prabhupada said, Gunamayi means one who has divine qualities. She became very happy. She was thinking, I am a special No one got this special name, Gunamayi, divine qualities. And she was very, very special. Everyone got different name, Ram Das, Krishna Das, this, that. I got Gunamayi, divine qualities. So she wanted to go and check with Prabhupada, just to be more better, Prabhupada, why you gave me this name Gunamayi Devidasi, Gunamayi Mataji? What is the reason? She thought Prabhupada will say, you are very divine, good qualities. Prabhupada said, no. I saw that you are from Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach is one place in America. So Laguna, so Gunamayi. So she thought that some divine thing will come out. But Prabhupada gave Laguna Beach, and from Laguna, Guna, it became Gunamayi Dasi. So we can see even subtly how we are always endeavoring for some prestige, some fame. Someone tells us, you have seen sometimes we are standing in some place and nearby someone is discussing about us. And we are busy, but our ears stand, Are kya baat kare mere liye? And they're talking about you very nice. You become very happy, as if your ears are reaching that place. Our ears don't reach so much in Bhagavatam class also. In Bhagavatam class, sometimes we are sitting very close to the speaker, but we are in our own world. And everyone says, अच्छा लेक्चर दिया आपने वहाँ अच्छा लेक्चर क्या लेक्चर दिया आपको याद नहीं था भूल गया अपनी दुनिया में था. But if someone is speaking about our glories, immediately we are thinking about that person. क्या बोल रहे हैं अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. And if you are doing something and someone is speaking, अरे वो राहुल था ऐसे उसने किया अरे मेरे बारे में गलत बोल रहे हैं. So this is called attachment. Attachment gross, attachment subtle. Anyways, we should end those chapters. That is the point which we learn from Bharat Maharaj's life. End those chapters which we do not require in our life. Strike those chapters out. So now, Jada Bharat was behaving like a Jada. But his father was not giving up on him. His father, isko main badal ke rahunga. So his father one day called him and said, so Bharat, Jada Bharat, you are born in Brahmana family. Today I will give you Brahman thread. He said, okay. So put a Brahman thread. He said, now chant Gayatri. He taught him, chant Gayatri. But before chanting Gayatri, first wash your hands and legs and then chant Gayatri. He said, okay. So his father was like, holding Gayatri and said, okay, you chant along with me. So he was chanting, very, very obedient. As soon as father went away, he said, okay, in the evening also, same chant. I said, okay. So in the evening what he did was, he would chant all the mantras ulta, and after that go and wash hands and legs. Ulta. Purposely he did all this ulta because people should not give a lot of attention to him. So father was thinking, abhi kya karna chahiye iske saath mein? He is really trying his best to see his son coming up. But he did not interacted with him much. Eventually father left his body. Mother also left his body. So now this Jada Bharat and his brothers were all married. No one can marry him because he had hardly anything. So the brothers said, kya karenge? Isko kaun sambhalega abhi? So they are doing ping pong. One brother, second brother, third brother. So the first brother said, "Are ye acha hatta katta hai, chalo gadda khodte thoda kuch." So he took him to the field and told him, "See, this is how we should dig." Gave him one thing, showed him, nikalo, put the mitti here, and the next put all mitti. Okay? I said, okay, show me. So in front of him, the third gadda, fourth gadda, he did nicely. I said, okay, now you do like this, 50 gaddas. Okay. The brother went away. He did all opposite. जो 4 गड्ढा खोदा था उसको भर दिया. वो जहाँ गड्ढा नहीं करना था वहाँ गड्ढा कर दिया. So the evening the brother came, आज गड्ढा बना के रखा हुआ अच्छा है. So everything opposite, he became so angry, violent, started beating him. But he was taking all the beatings, but he was completely unattached. No praise, no blasphemy, no problem. The first brother got tired. Second brother said, अरे तूने ठीक संभाले भाई को, मैं संभालता हूँ. इतना अच्छा हट्टा कटा आदमी मिला है, काम करके लेंगे चलो. So he took him to his, where we say, to his place where he was doing farming. And he told also some things to him, and he exactly did the opposite. So all the 3 brothers were tired about him and said, now जो भी है इसको संभाले. So whatever, stale food, बचा हुआ कुछ बासी खाना, he would give him. And he would happily eat, no problem, because he was completely detached from the whole concept of this material world. As he went ahead at this time, the villagers were thinking, अरे भाई लोग इसका ख्याल रखने रखते हैं, इतना अच्छा लड़का है, इससे बात करता नहीं, शांत है, चलो हम इसको सेवा में लगाते. Everyone was trying to give him chance. The villagers said, okay, we have so much of khet, khalian, so much of field. We always keep some statue or some effigy of a man like this to drive away animals and birds. Living person is there, why don't he keep him there, you know? सच में भाग जाएंगे सब देख के इसको. तो आपका काम है सुबह से वहाँ खड़ा रहने का, बस कुछ नहीं करने का, और ये आएंगे बर्ड्स आपको देख के भाग जाएंगे, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So he was like a living dead man standing there like this. He was happy, completely satisfied. But what happened? The birds and animals, they are also very intelligent people, right? So they would have first watch, oh, there's one person in the field, they would not come. But they would say, this person is not moving, standing there only, no emotions. Slowly they came and saw, Hari, he is not moving at all. So all the birds around the whole field, near the person, near Jada Bharat, were eating everything. Who was the animal? Deer was there, the same deer, the same kind of deer who had come now was eating, the goat was eating, the birds were eating. Now, here comes the main thing, that he was watching all the animals compassionately, and he saw the deers coming again. So he knew, I had to be careful, right? Again get attached to the same compassion for the animals. He remained silent, untouched by the whole thing. And therefore, one of the main items also of rewriting one story is establishing ways to defeat the villain inside you. What is the meaning of villain inside us? There is always a bad aspect of our life which always keeps dictating to us. Don't do this, don't do this. Yeah, तू कभी करने वाला ही नहीं है, तेरे हाथ से होगा ही नहीं, इतना ट्राई किया तूने, कब नहीं होगा तेरा. Radhanath Maharaj mentioned in one of the Prerana classes that we have two dogs inside our brains, inside our heart, maybe. One is called a good dog, and another is a bad dog. Both the dogs bark. Good dog also barks, and bad dog also barks. So Maharaj mentioned this in a Prerana class very long back, and he asked all the students there, so which dog barks the loudest in our life? And everyone said, bad dog. Maharaj said, no. That dog which you feed the most, right? That dog, Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai, that dog which you feed the most will bark the loudest. That means what's our lifestyle? We should see our lifestyle. In our lifestyle, we are always feeding ourselves with negative things. So the bad dog is getting fed, and the bad dog will keep barking, I want, give attention. And we are not hardly doing any good things in our life. So what will happen? The good dog is starving. उसको अब दिन में एक ही बार खिला रहे, हमेशा नहीं खिलाते, तो क्या होगा फिर? That good dog will bark very slow, very less. So Maharaj Radhanath was mentioning that how we should feed the good dog and starve the bad dog. So in this way, Bharat Maharaj decided, Jada Bharat, that I should not get trapped with this animal. Again, the animal is there, compassion on them, I should not get trapped. So establish ways to defeat the villain inside you. Always, when the villain tells you that you can't do it, you actually tell the villain back, no, I can do it. Be very positive to the negative dialogue coming in your heart. One time one person was in the hospital and he was on the surgery table. Surgery hone wala tha uska. So doctor came inside and doctor said, Ashok, घबराओ मत, surgery छोटा है, हो जाएगा ठीक. The patient was very fearful. Surgery होने वाला डर तो होगा. अशोक घबराओ मत, सर्जरी छोटा है, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. The patient said, Doctor, मेरा नाम अशोक नहीं है. Doctor said, मालूम है, मेरा नाम अशोक है. So the negativity is coming on his life. The doctor is trying to tell himself, घबराओ मत. Surgery छोटा है, हो जाएगा. See, many times we see when we travel. Like for example, if some of you have traveled by flights. In flight, sometimes there is turbulence. Plane. What does the air hostess make announcement? Turbulence है, tension मत लो, anxiety मत लो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. हाँ, tension मत लेना, stress मत लेना. ऐसा बोलती हो? Never. Oh, we have some turbulence. Please wear your seat belts. Sit and relax. See, the same thing in a different style. It's a negative thing. It's a quite, as we say, thing where we can be very much afraid, tensed. Turbulence, pata nahi kya hoga. But she says, sit down, sit back and relax. So in this way, we should also be in that mood of establishing new ways of defeating our villain. Akbar was very much connected to many ministers of him who used to visit Vrindavan many times. Like Man Singh, he had built the Radha Govind temple. So one time someone told him that in Vrindavan there is one great saint, very beautiful, very nice Vaishnava poet. His name is Surdas. He is blind by birth, but he beautifully sings bhajans for Krishna. So Akbar said, oh, bring him. I want to hear bhajan in my court. तो उसको बोला आपको बुलाया है. कहाँ बुलाया है? राजा ने बुलाया. नहीं, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave Vrindavan. I cannot go. You have to go. So they forced him, put him on a chariot, took him to the court. So he went there. And I said, आपका नाम बहुत सुना है. गाओ भजन भगवान आपके कृष्ण का. So he got chance to sing about Krishna. So he was singing about Krishna. Akbar became very happy hearing those beautiful bhajans. Then he said, now wait. Now you sing for me. I am great Raja. So sing bhajan on me. Now Surya was thinking, now what is this? How can I sing about this king Akbar? So he sang a bhajan. What did he sing? In that bhajan, I'm paraphrasing. In the bhajan he said, oh Raja, my mind is so full of Krishna, I don't have any other personality which I can fit in my mind. That's what he composed the bhajan and he sang. He did not fear for the Mughal king Akbar. Arey, nahi gaunga to anything can happen. I don't mind. This is a fact. I am fully Krishna conscious. I have no iota of space for anyone. So he sang this bhajan singing that I don't have any space for you in my mind. I have only Krishna in my mind. Akbar was pretty impressed. This person is really bold. In front of me also he speaks in this language. And I am very happy with you. Ask what do you want. Mango kya chahiye. So he said, Surdas, he said that, well, I don't want anything because I am satisfied. I have Krishna. I don't want anything. So Akbar said, Hare, you come in front of me, you have to ask something. He said, no, I don't want. If I need something, I ask. Why should I ask? He said, no, you have to ask something from me. This is my order to you. Surdas said, yes, in that case, I want to ask one very important thing from you. He said, yes, what do you want? I just want to ask one thing from you, that please do not ever invite me to your court. So this is how we can see great personalities have dealt with villain within them. See, there was a tempting opportunity here, asking something and there is temptation coming. But within a temptation, Surdas reacted perfectly well. And Akbar understood that this person is not an ordinary person. He gave him royal reception and sent him back to Vrindavan. So this is how we can see establishing ways to defeat the villain within you. Now what happened is, we should also know Bharat Maharaj as Jad Bharat, even though he was inactive, externally Jad, but he kept himself active. He was not sitting in one corner and doing nothing. Whatever was told to him, he did opposite, But he was very active. He was waiting for an opportunity because he was looking for a spiritual opportunity to again rejoin his Krishna consciousness. But till that time he kept himself active. So that's the fifth principle, that be active, keep doing positive, even though you may have to have some lull moment in your life, nothing is happening. Just be active. Don't sit down and do daydreaming. Because that daydreaming may give negativity to you. Kuch to karte raho, develop some skills, develop some positivities. Don't sit and wait. Don't sit and wait. So, like one time one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, how many people on this earth are like you? आपके जैसे इस पृथ्वी पर कितने और लेंगे? So Prabhupada said, few, not many, maybe less. Prabhupada said, ज़्यादा लोग नहीं है. Then Prabhupada said, but why are you asking this question? Prabhupada said, why don't you become one? What is the use of asking useless questions? कि आपके ऐसा कौन है? Is anyone stopped you for not becoming like me? Become like me. Become Krishna conscious, become like me. So don't sit and just keep philosophizing, but actually do active work in Krishna consciousness. Keep gathering some skills, keep gathering some positivity in your life, whatever you can do actively, even though in lull moments, even though in moments where you're going through a negative phase. I got a very nice example. One devotee told me, you say Doodhwala? Doodhwala's morning time is very active. Maximum people want doodh in the morning. He gets up early in the morning and he distributes doodh. If he has a small shop, he will sit and distribute to all the agents who would come, give them doodh and all. The doodh gadi will come. Busy. We have one doodhwala here. Busy. Morning time. Very busy. Uska main dhanda ho gaya subah. But still he daytimes also sits there. उसका 80% धंधा सुबह हो गया, लेकिन बैठा है उधर वो, दिन में 5 पैकेट जाएगा, 6 पैकेट जाएगा. But he does that dhanda. So we should learn from this Doodhwala also, that sometimes when you don't have much to do in your life, that time also do something and get those tidbits in your life which will help in your life. Not that you are looking for big things and बीच में कुछ नहीं है. So Doodhwala is giving us a lesson that how we should be active in our life, not just when peak times are there, but even all the time in your life, be ready. Because in this world, we see there is nothing free. For everything, we have to get paid. We have to pay from our pockets. Nowadays in politics, people are there free. But nothing is free. How can something can come free? Today you will get free, or tomorrow you have to pay from your nose, they say, Nothing is free. Buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 2, get 1 free. But getting the third free, you don't know whether you want to buy the 2. Sometimes you don't want to buy that 2, but seeing the free, we buy the 2. So we are actually fooling ourselves. We don't need that 2, but seeing a third one, we buy. So who is fooling himself? We are fooling ourselves that we are buying that for a free. Nothing is free. They said there is no free lunch in this material world. No free lunch. One time one person entered a restaurant. Very beautiful new restaurant. He entered. As soon as he entered the restaurant, there were 2 doors. एक में लिखा था AC, दूसरे में non-AC. So he thought, let me try AC. So he entered the AC door. As soon as he entered the AC door, another 2 doors came. एक में लिखा था veg और non-veg. AC में जा रहा हूँ तो non-veg खाता हूँ. He opened the door, non-veg का. He went inside, again 2 doors. Pay now, pay later. अभी क्यों खर्चा करना चाहिए? बाद में करते हैं. So he opened the door of pay later. He opened the door. As soon as he opened the door, he saw himself outside the restaurant on the street. So nothing comes free in our life. We have to earn all the things which we want in our life. No one will come to give you. So Bharat Maharaj was waiting for a big opportunity to join his spiritual life. Till that time, kept active. उल्टा किया लेकिन हमेशा active. बैठा नहीं रहा कहीं वो. He was doing his work because he knew it not. As soon as he keeps himself active, that activeness will take him somewhere. So now his brothers rejected him, his villagers rejected him, so he was just moving around. Srimad Bhagavatam mentions somewhere in one forest there was a group of aborigines who were hunters, who were murderers, who were raiders, They were thinking, "Hare, we have to be very successful in our business, otherwise what will happen? We'll get caught and we'll put in prison, we may get even killed. इतना बुरा काम कर रहे, कोई तो चाहिए ना कुछ." So every year they had a pattern that once in a year they would worship their Vana Devi, and for that worship they would do Narabali. They would catch a live man and give bali to that of live man to the Vana Devi. So time had come now, the Tithi had come, so what to do? So Sardar said, "Go and check, लेके आओ किसको पकड़ के उठा के." So they were looking around everywhere and they saw this Jada Bharat, हट्टा कट्टा है. So they said, "चलो पकड़ो इसको, कोई दिख नहीं रहा है." So they went around him and caught him. And they were surprised. ये कुछ reaction दे नहीं रहा है. अरे छोड़ो छोड़ो, कुछ नहीं बोल रहे. क्या हो गया? पागल तो नहीं है? पागल है क्या तुम? पागल है. तेरा नाम क्या है? जड़ भरत. पागल कैसे फिर? So they knew something is wrong. So they started tying him. They're tying his feet, tying his hand, but no reaction. बोला अरे हट्टा कट्टा भी है और रिएक्शन देने रहे. उसको उठा के लेके जा रहे थे, कोई आवाज़ नहीं, कुछ नहीं. उसको लेके गए अपने गिरोह के पास, वहाँ खड़ा कर दिया, बांध गया और बोला तुझे कल मारने वाले हम लोग. कोई बात नहीं. अरे कोई बात नहीं. They were happy actually that ऐसा भी मिल गया. Because if you catch someone to kill him, will he stand in front of the person? No, you'll be no reaction. They were happy. They said, क्या चाहिए आपको? आपकी लास्ट विश क्या है? मरने के पहले क्या चाहिए आपको? कुछ भी चलेगा. तो एक ने बोला कि मैं ये खाने के लिए लेके आओ क्या आपके लिए? चलेगा. ये लेके आओ कि जो भी लाया सब खा लिया. बोला अच्छा आदमी यार, मरने वाला है, लास्ट विश बोल रहा है, कुछ नहीं चाहिए, जो दिया खा लेता है. So the Sardar finally came for the last thing, उसको मारना ही है. ऊपर से नीचे चेक किया, ऊपर पूरा आदमी है कि नहीं भाई, ये कुछ हाथ पर कटा नहीं ना, कुछ नहीं. And while checking, he was checking with all that thing, and no reaction. Jada Bharat was thinking, whatever Krishna wants, he will do with me. Amazing. Sardar also was amazed. पहली बार ऐसा देखा कोई इसको मैं. And finally, they brought him in front of the Devi, Murti of Devi. And they were bringing him like this, with garland वालन पिना दिया, अभी उसका बलि का बकरा बोलते हैं ऐसे. वो उसके ऊपर रख दिया उसके सिर को, वो प्रेम से रख दिया अपना सिर उधर. अरे कुछ रिएक्शन नहीं कर रहे. They were surprised. How can someone very stout, intelligent also, and not doing any reaction? And then they began all the and the Sardar picked up the sword to kill the big. As he was about to hit, he was completely cool. Krishna wants me to, Krishna rakhe mare kon, Krishna mare rakhe kon. Krishna wants me to kill, I'll die, chant Hare Krishna and go back to Bharat. So, this Vana Devi, she is not an ordinary person. She is the empowered representative of Kali, Parvati. Who is Parvati? She is the wife of Lord Shiva. Who is Lord Shiva? Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. The greatest of all Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. And she is called Vaishnavi. How can she tolerate these rascals who are worshipping me? So-called, they now naam ke liye worship karte, but they are killing a devotee. So Vana Devi, she came out of the statue. Statue tod ke. Actually Vana Devi came out. उसका हाथ पकड़ लिया और उसको हाथ से वो चॉपर निकाला, भरत महाराज को उधर लिया, उसके सिर को रख के उसको काट दिया. सारे लोग परेशान हो गए, ये कौन आ गई बीच में? And she became so angry, she took all those people and actually chopped them and killed them. And Bharat Maharaj was like, he was just standing there. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, जो भी हो रहा है अच्छे के लिए हो रहा है. He was like, अरे ये क्या हो गया, मर गया, ये कैसा मर गया. सामने सबका चॉपिंग हो रहा है लेकिन शांत हो गया वो, कुछ नहीं, अभी कुछ रिएक्शन नहीं था उधर. चंडी देवी was like very unhappy that devotee को तकलीफ दे रहे, and then she vanished. Jadabha thinking, abhi kya karo bhai? What to do? He kept walking, kept walking. As he was walking, now another thing is happening here is another king who is traveling on a palanquin. He is traveling to go to Ganga Sagar. Now Ganga Sagar is a very important place. That is the place where Ganga meets the ocean. Ganga Sagar. So this king was from king of Kashmir that time. His name was King Rahoguna. He came to know in Ganga Sagar, Kapila Deva Muni is going to give Bhagavat. So he was eager to hear Bhagavat. So he's traveling from Kashmir to which place? Ganga Sagar in Bay of this West Bengal. Not by flight, not by train, by palanquin. कितना दूर जा रहा है सुनने के लिए? किसके लिए? क्या सुनने के लिए? भागवतम. कभी कभी हम लोग इधर बगल में रहते हैं लेकिन भागवतम के लिए आते नहीं है. प्रेरणा क्लास है यार, बहुत दूर है. कहाँ रहता है? चरनी रोड में. Rahoguna Maharaj is going for a Bhagavatam class. There was no WhatsApp, no YouTube that time. He is traveling all the way to go to which place? Ganga Sagar. So what happens? इतना बड़ा travel कर रहे हैं, बड़ा team है. So one of the person who is holding the palanquin, he gets indigestion. तो अभी वो चलने को difficult हो रहा है उसको बहुत. तो पूरा पार्टी रुक गया. अभी क्या करेंगे? राजा को चलाना है अभी कैसे वो. तो राजा ने किसको ढूंढ के ले गया? क्या कहाँ जंगल में कोई मिलने वाला है. सो दे वेंट अराउंड एंड फाउंड हुम? जड़ भरत. अरे यार मजबूत आदमी है बहुत, उठा लेगा चलो. तो पकड़ लिया, चलो अभी सेवा कर रहे हैं आपको. चलेगा ठीक है. अरे इतने इजी मान लिया, कोई पैसा मांगने कुछ नहीं है. बुला लिया, राजा जी तगड़ा वाला आदमी मिल गया है, उठा लेगा. ठीक है, तो उठा लिया. चारों जड़ भरत आगे एक राइट साइड में, लेफ्ट साइड में और बाकी पीछे उनके तीन. अभी उस समय जो ना पैलंक्विन जो है ना वो थोड़ा अलग होता है. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक आवर व्हीकल्स, all our scooters, our bikes, our cars, they have shock absorbers, right? Palanquin doesn't have shock absorbers. So the palanquin carrier had to be very, very dexterous in carrying the palanquin. Otherwise what will happen? All the shock will go to the king. He will absorb the shock. So this person, Jad Bharat, now he did not know what to do. He was just walking. And suddenly he would see ants, cheetah car. So he would jump to avoid them killing. He would jump. What happened? They disturb the stink of that. And झटका would go to राजा. बोला अरे इतना क्यों घूम रहा है? कुछ बोला नहीं. 3-4 बार हो गया तो अरे क्या हो रहा है? सब डर गए. राजा हम लोग नहीं, ये वाला नया आदमी है ना, ये झटका दे रहे हैं. तो राजा कुछ बोला, नया आदमी तो ठीक है. But every 5 minutes झटका was coming. So he became very angry. And then he started shouting from palanquin, hey you rascal, don't you see I am the king, you are my servant, so nicely. Yadabara did not say anything. Kept on again jhatka. So finally he said, again from palanquin, don't you know who I am? I am the king, King Rahoguna, and you are my servant. So Jada Bharat now began to speak. He said, who is king, who is servant? I am earth, you are also made of earth. Ultimately we will go to earth. So Rahoguna Maharaj got jhatka. I have never seen my palanquin carrier speak philosophy like this. तो वो उतर गया palanquin से. बोले महाराज आप कौन है भाई? So Jada Bharat Maharaj for the first time started speaking all the values of Krishna consciousness he has received. And the reason was because the last point of this today's class is he was looking for a positive association. He saw this king is going all the way from Kashmir to Ganga Sagar to hear Bhagavat. He is ready to hear. Everywhere where I went in my life, in my house, they were not ready to hear. They wanted Kama Purta Mama, just to do work. So I never worked because I didn't want to be attached to them. But this person is so eager to hear, is traveling all the way from Kashmir to Ganga Sagar. This guy is able to hear. So Rahogund Maharaj ke liye Bharat Maharaj ready ho gaye. And it is mentioned that when he started speaking instructions, Rahogund Maharaj said, "Aap kaun hai? Who are you?" So you want to know who I am? He said, "Have you heard? इतिहास पढ़ा है कि नहीं कभी? हिस्ट्री पढ़ा है कि नहीं?" बोला, "हाँ पढ़ा है, नो महाराज." बोला, "क्या हो गया भाई? क्यों रो रहा है तुम?" बोले, "महाराज मैं तंग आ गया था सब कुछ, भक्ति से, लाइफ से। मैं सोच लिया था हरे कृष्ण को भूल जाऊंगा अभी सब कुछ, सब कपड़े वपड़े चेंज कर लिए थे, टोपी पहन लिया था मैंने, और मैं सोचा यहाँ से भाग जाता हूँ मैं कहीं और, लेकिन महाराज आप मेरे आके बजट में अकल में आके बढ़ गए." तो महाराज बोले, "देखो उसके नेक बीट्स, कंठी माला ने उसको बचा लिया, मुझे क्या मालूम, मैं क्या बैठा था यहाँ देख रहा था, किसने कंठी माला पहने, मैं बोला हरे कृष्ण बोल दिया उसको, तो रोने लग गया." तो उसने बोला, "प्रभु ऐसा मारा, ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है, प्रॉब्लम लाइफ में." तो महाराज उसको मलेशिया में लेके गए अपने साथ में, सब जगह जहाँ जहाँ मलेशिया में 10 जगह प्रोग्राम सब जगह लेके गए, उतना उत्साह बढ़ गया, फिर से अच्छी डिवोटी बन गया वो। So there are three words which bind us. There are three words which bind us. I like it. There are three words which liberate us. Hare Krishna Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like Jad Bharat became the life coach for Rahogund Maharaj, by this incident, Rahogund Maharaj became Krishna conscious. He went back home, back to Bharat. And Jad Bharat Maharaj, he opened up, got a chance to speak Bhagavatam, and then he went back home, back to Bharat. So this is how we can see how we can succeed in our life, rewrite our story very positively with Krishna consciousness. And for this story to be written, we need a life coach. We need an editor in our life. Braj Bihari was mentioning to me that he wrote a beautiful book, and the Penguin publishers, they were ready to publish the book. He wrote very nicely, but 1 or 2 months it took for editing. The publisher was calling, "Ye change karo, wo change karo." I said, "My God, I wrote it nicely, why she's changing?" But he had to change. So he changed everything what she wanted. So Prabhuji was mentioning that I wrote very nicely, why should I change? But she knew, she is a very expert publisher ki editor hai wo. She knew exactly that you may like what you write, but it should be presentable also to the world. So that presentability the editor provided. So he edited the whole thing, and finally when the book came, it became a very good book. People started loving the book. Then he realized that I was very unhappy with editing the book. But after editing the book became more better. So while we rewrite our own story with the steps, we need a life coach. We need a spiritual coach. So we have Srila Prabhupada here, who is our life coach, spiritual coach. And that Srila Prabhupada has trained so many of our great devotees here. IOS here, we have so many wonderful life coaches. We have Nandagop Prabhu here, Satyanand Prabhu here, so many devotees, right? We have Anjani Putra Prabhu, and so many devotees in IOS who are there, very nice life coach. Connect Rasikacharya Prabhu, Nanda Dulal Prabhu, then Kirti Nitaya Prabhu, Brajesh Krishna Prabhu, Baldev Shakti Prabhu, and so many devotees we have, IOS preachers. So I think so you're all attached to some preachers here, right? So they are your life coach. Connect with them, because then when you're rewriting your story, you need an editor who will guide you through that. Srila Prabhupada, I know the Srila Prabhupada's story, how he was a life coach, how he was a motivator, how he was a compassionate person. So one devotee, his name was Buddhimanta Prabhu, he went and issued 100 Bhagavad Gitas one day. So the president said, I should go and make him meet Srila Prabhupada. He said, no, I don't want to meet Prabhupada, I'm happy doing seva. So he pulled him. So Buddhimanta Prabhu did not have a kurta on his body. So he went to Prabhupada, pulled him, just dhoti and just bare chest. So Prabhupada, he issued 100 Bhagavad Gita today, Prabhupada said, very nice. You teach everyone else how to distribute Bhagavad Gita every day. I said, okay, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, why are you not wearing kurta? Prabhupada, I have only one kurta. So when I come back from book distribution, I wash and dry it. Next morning again I wear it. Oh, you don't have a kurta? So Prabhupada went to his own almirah, opened the cupboard, got his own personal kurta and told me, you wear this one more kurta with you. So Prabhupada gave him kurta. Now Buddhimanta Prabhu was like a 6-feet devotee. And Prabhupada small size. अब बुद्धिमान को फिट होने वाला कुर्ता नहीं होने वाला. But he took it. He was so happy. Whenever he needed inspiration in his life, he would wear Prabhupada's kurta tight like that and chant Hare Krishna, get inspiration, then wear his kurta and go and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. So this is how Srila Prabhupada was an excellent life coach, excellent motivational person, and he created many life coaches. So don't just write stories and get edited from a life coach. You also become a life coach, right? One time Srila Prabhupada asked, Prabhupada was speaking on 12 Mahajans. Prabhupada said, there are 12 Mahajans. And one devotee said, Prabhupada, you are 13th Mahajan. Prabhupada said, you become 14th. So this is ISKCON society. We don't limit, become life coaches. But before that, make your life apply for a coach if you don't have. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Baldev Prabhu, for that beautiful explanation of pressing our reset, rewriting our own story. And Prabhuji mentioned beautiful 7 points, 7 wonders we have in world, and 7 points you can carry home. So the few points which Prabhuji explained, just quickly revise them. First is analyzing our story. What are the 3 words? WWW. What is that? What went wrong? Second one is change from negativity to positivity. Then setting up new themes in life. Fourth one, end the chapter. Fifth one is establishing ways to defeat the demons within. Sixth one, remain active. And the seventh one is look for great association. So Prabhuji was mentioning that there were so many life coaches we have in our life. We have our life coach is Baldev Prabhu. So let us express our gratitude to him by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So before we have question, answer and kirtan, I have few announcements for all of you. So today's Prerana Festival services done by group of devotees from Malad and Vasai, guided by His Grace Haribolanand Prabhu and Venugopal Prabhu. Let us express our gratitude to them. Haribol. Haribol. So there will be a 2-day workshop will be held on 12th and 13th of November. This workshop is Japa Ashray course, will be conducted by His Grace Pradyumna Mishra Prabhu for the devotees who are chanting 16 rounds and also aspiring to chant 16 rounds. So for them this 2-day workshop will be conducted, and details of this course will be circulated on social media platform and also IYS event groups, WhatsApp group what we have. So there all the details you will get, and for this you can contact Mohan Prabhu. His details will also be circulated to all of you. I would like to express our gratitude to each one of you for coming here, and especially to those who have come in this festival for very first time. So I request all of you to kindly stand on your places. जो पहली बार आए हैं, हम उसे प्रार्थना करते हैं कृपया अपने स्थान पर खड़े रह जाएं, so that we can welcome you all. Thank you for joining today evening for this wonderful festival. We'd like to welcome you all and let this coming here mark the beginning of your great journey on Krishna consciousness, and you keep coming and inspiring us and your vicinity by welcoming these devotees in our traditional way. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So I request you to sit down. So you all have got a special coupon with you. So those coupon you can give it to the counter below and receive your gift. Your prasadam will be with everyone else in the kitchen. So you can collect your coupon and gift from the newcomer shop, gift stall, sorry. Um, Before we go for Kirtan, if anyone has any question, one question is already 9:30. Okay, this.
Should I take questions now or privately? Because later. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you so
Krishna.
much for such a great and wonderful session. Prabhuji, just one short question I had. Sometimes it's my practical experience. Sometimes chanting is nice, hearing is nice. Next day I'm not so consistent, but and that's why my question was, I am not at all great as Bharat Maharaj, that I will continue my bhakti in next life. To how to be successful in this life only and not to have any scope of having a next birth. In
Yeah,
this life.
good question. Yes, so I was thinking why Bharat Maharaj should have gone through all that thing, right? So we see Bharat Maharaj is a great devotee, great soul, and is fully surrendered to Krishna, to the Lord. So when the Lord teaches us lesson, He teaches us lessons through His great devotees. So Bharat Maharaj became an example for all of us. He went through that example and Krishna was always with him. Krishna showed this example to all of us that how even if you miss the bus, but if you are doing bhakti, Krishna will always protect you. Right? So one point just 1 minute, I just mentioned that point, very beautiful point. Yeah, Prabhupada says, when you think of Krishna, Krishna will also think of you. See, Krishna thinks of us always, but in general, specific. When you think of Krishna, Krishna will also think of you. And when Krishna thinks of you, it means Krishna will take care of you. So, yeah, we are struggling with our life, with our principles, our sadhana. I don't deny with that. But keep struggling. Don't worry. Keep going ahead. Giro lekin उठ के चलो. Don't think that नहीं होगा. The first principle, Bharat Maharaj सोचा नहीं कि नहीं होगा, छोड़ो अभी, मैं deer बन जाता हूँ अभी. नहीं. He went ahead. From deer, he again became Jad Bharat. And then he sprang back to action. So one time, I remember one time Radhanath Maharaj was traveling, and this is many years back, and one of the devotees, doctors of Bhaktivedanta Hospital, he had just completed his studies. He was practicing just now. So a lot of struggle was there. So Maharaj asked, so how is your life? He said, Maharaj, struggling. He said, Maharaj, I am struggling. Maharaj said, very nice, keep struggling. So surprised, Hare, Maharaj, you should say, why you are struggling, you should be happy and all. So Maharaj said, keep struggling. Then he analyzed, actually, yes. You should not think that if you become Hare Krishna devotee or you become God conscious, struggle will get over. This world is full of struggle, right? If you stay in this world, you will remain struggling always. To keep struggling, but what we should struggle is also important. Keep struggling for what? Keep struggling to remain happy in this material world, to adjust in this material world, or keep struggling to remain in this material world and learn lessons and leave this material world. So there is different struggle altogether. So struggle has to be there because we are living in this material world. But the best part is you be with association of devotees, keep trying your best, keep overcoming your mistakes, and keep marching ahead. And Krishna is always there behind you. Take care of you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, thank you for waiting for so long. This is like a too big lecture for Prerana. But anyways, we'll have a short kirtan and then Prasadam is awaiting all of you. So please stand up for kirtan.
So request all of you to kindly be.
Shri
Please dance in a
Krishna
circle, make a circle, small circles.
Chaitanya